Guys, we can join live now with Enzo Maresca after that 2-1 victory. Enzo, thank you very much for joining us. Congratulations on the win. It wasn't all straightforward today, despite how comfortably you started that game. Just give us your assessment of the performance.
I think we started the first half an hour very good. We didn't concede nothing. We created many chances. We scored. But then in football, the things can change very quick. So what in this moment is in one way, after 1 second can be in different way. So the last 10 minutes, first half, we struggled a little bit. And then I think second half, we were again in control, creating chances. And at the end, we concede. The last 2-3 minutes, we suffered together. But it's after international break, you know better than me. It's always tricky game, you never know. And I was quite worried today because of that. But I think we compete, we play well for some moment, and at the end, we won the game.
Enzo Fernandez, how pleased were you with his performance? Obviously, he was one of the players that went away, quite a long way on international duty. How pleased were you with him?
Yeah, very happy. I said the problem is that probably from outside, when player they don't play, people think that there is any bad reason, but Enzo, since we start, is working fantastic. Joao Felix, since we start, is working fantastic. The problem is that we need to find balance. We need different plan for a different game. And today, Enzo, once again, he show how good he is. The good thing is that I'm trying to convince Enzo and all the attacking players that they have to arrive inside the box. And the reason why Enzo scored is because he was there, was inside the box, and he's learning, he's improving, and this is the most important thing.
Enzo, congratulations on the result. Your first time in your career that you've come back to a club where you've managed before and had to, was that difficult when you was choosing your tactics for the game? Because you know these players from Leicester, they would know so much about what you do and your methodology. How did that affect your preparation?
Absolutely, yes. Yeah. Today we did, for the first time of the season, something completely different. We never use Marco Correa higher and Joao inside. And the reason why was just to try to surprise them, because the players, they know us, they know the way we play.
Join us today on Telegram for free and enjoy the Premier League. Don't miss out. Link in description below.
I think doing exactly the same, probably we could struggle a bit more. And today we change completely the plan. I think first half we contact so many times with the Cuckoo, with the Joao. The game was there, and yeah, we changed something.
You must be very happy with how the players adapted, because you only had 1 day, 2 days to prepare. So you must have been very proud of the players to change tactically so quickly after the international break.
Absolutely, and as I said, this is the reason why I was so worried before the game. Because just 2 days, but between the 2 sessions and some video session also, we prepare quite well.
How emotional has it been for you to come back here, Enzo? And what's it been like to see so many old friends as well? I know you've been having a chat with the chairman in the tunnel as well.
I said 2 days ago in the press conference, I'm very thankful. I will be all my life, first of all, because I found human beings that they are top. They care for everyone inside the club, involved inside the club, and the chairman, the players, they are fantastic.
And you've really consolidated that third place position now. Before the game, Joe said he's really coming around to the idea that you're title contenders now. How do you feel about the situation and your position in that title race?
I used to go game by game because the things can change. The only thing I asked the players before the game, I said, guys, we have the chance today to make a statement in terms of we are there. Because when you play this kind of game, all the clubs that they are in behind, like in this moment, I don't know, Arsenal or Villa or Brighton or United, Tottenham, they are watching, they are waiting for us to draw points. And yeah, and we show that we are there. And we're going to compete until the end, and then we see where we arrive.
Enzo, congratulations on the win today, and thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks
Thanks to you.
Well done,
Thank
Enzo.
you. Thank you.
Well, he wanted his players to make a statement today to show that they're there. He didn't say, I'm not thinking about title races there, did he? He seems to believe that they are there and they want to stay there till the end, Peter.
Yeah, they are. I mean, listen, we said before, but I think it's so hard to, when you have players going away on international duty, we've done it ourselves, tearing their hair out. He's not doing that, but, you know, he was, it's so difficult to then implement different tactics as well, and the players have taken it on board within the 2-3 days, as Joe was saying, Thursday, Friday, and done something a little bit different, and they still performed, and yeah, it was bitty at times, but they got the job done.
And really impressive on the road as well, Joel, their results as well.
Yeah.
How big a factor could that be if they want to stay in the title race?
Sometimes with young players, when you've got a group of young players as well, they don't understand, they don't sort of, that little bit of ignorance of the youth, you can actually, you're not, oh, it's going to be tough, it's going to be tough. You just go and play. And I think that's what these players do. I think I've seen them turn up at big stadiums, wherever they go, and they can go and play. Sometimes senior players can have that little bit of fear. So I think a little bit of the youth is benefiting Chelsea on the road, and they're growing into this team that can go anywhere and play. But that was really impressive today, what he done, because from what I saw, I thought he asked Cucurella, rather than rotating into midfield, to be the one to give the width and the speed. And then what that done, Leicester then had to drop off deep, because, you know, you'd have been working all week of rotating into midfield and blocking up there. So him to do that and the players to take it on board, that was the reason. When we were watching it and we're thinking, how are Leicester pinned back at home 38 minutes? It was probably because of that tactical shift, that they was a little bit out of sync. They couldn't get up the pitch, and they was just off and off and off. And it took them till 38 minutes to work it out. And the game was won by them. Chelsea had dominated and they'd left the mark.
Just one on Cucurella, because we spoke about how Jackson's turned things around in a Chelsea shirt. But Peter, how well has he turned it around as well? Because it feels like he's becoming a fan's favourite now.
It's an amazing turnaround, isn't it? You know, from last season to this season, I think he's been one of the Chelsea's best players. I thought he was fantastic again today. He winds up opposition fans. You know, he's very clever and cute when he's got the ball, just getting fouls for the team. And obviously, it was a great ball in for the Enzo Fernandez.
Just a point behind Man City, and it did look here like it was going to be a very comfortable, easy afternoon for Chelsea, but it didn't play out like that. Let's go back to the start, though, and see how it played out in that first half, Peter. It was Nicolas Jackson who opened the scoring, but from Leicester's point of view, it was completely avoidable. Yeah,
it was really disappointing from Leicester's point of view. You have to hand it to Nicolas Jackson. It was a fantastic finish. Great bit of skill and a great finish, but defensively, fast. I just don't know what he was doing. I think certainly, you know, it's a big long clearance from them. Chelsea get it back in there, and you know, Vass is on the front foot there. You just got to go through the back of Nicolas Jackson. Even if he gives away a foul, it's better than what comes of it. You know, he had 3 opportunities to clear the ball, and really, really poor from his point of view. But perseverance, it was great centre-forward play from Nicolas Jackson, and a great finish.
Yeah, it was stunning centre-forward play. You know, this touch here where you just take it away, and then look, you'll see it better from this angle here. They're wrestling away, but then the artistry comes into it. Just here, look, lovely little touch, and then to just adjust his body and just stroke it into the side netting. He's been accused of lacking in his finishing, but that was exquisite.
What do you think of the way he's developing now as a Premier League striker, Peter? As Joel said, he did get a lot of stick, didn't he, initially? Yeah,
well, a credit to him. Obviously, he's worked at his game. You know, he must have done, I think, and credit to the club, really, because, I mean, last year he was getting so much stick from all different quarters. And, you know, is he going to be a centre-forward of the calibre that Chelsea need? But he's proven it this season, you know, with the number of goals, with his all-round play as well. He's a handful all the time. So, really impressive today.
Have they got a problem now, though, Joel? Because obviously Jackson is the number one choice in that Premier League team now, and we're hearing reports that he's not happy and perhaps wants to move away.
If the biggest problem to come out of Chelsea is a couple of players being unhappy and not getting enough game time, then you know the club's in a healthy position. And Cuckoo gives you something different to Jackson. Jackson's a spinner. He runs in behind. He's aggressive. He can do a lot. And Cuckoo's very clean. He's a good finisher. He can play in the number 10. He could play off either side. So I think they can complement each other, and they will both get game time. I don't mind it when players let themselves know that they're not happy, they're not playing. It'd just be about how does he conduct himself. And when I look at Enzo Maresca, the manager, I know that he'll be dealing with that situation, and Nkunku's standards won't be allowed to slip. He's playing European football. he comes in, keeps scoring these goals, he will get his opportunity to play. But if you're going to win a title, which ultimately Chelsea this team has to be looking with that as a goal because of the amount of money spent in the future, then they have to have competition, and there will be players who are a little bit unhappy, and you have to fight, and you're all going for the same goal.
Yeah, they certainly have it in the midfield as well after Enzo Fernandez's performance today. Peter, he got the goal to add to that assist.
Yeah, brilliant. I thought he was fantastic today, Enzo Fernandez. But they complement each other as well, and they've travelled a long way. Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez played in 2 games away in international duty, and he's had some criticism, Enzo Fernandez, from his performances. Again, a big price tag, but I thought he was fantastic today. Some of his passing, always looking forward, breaking up play, links the play so well, always wants the ball, and I thought Cucurella, another player who played really, really well, but he deserved his goal today, Enzo Fernandez.
Was this almost the perfect game for him, Joe? And would you still be looking at sticking with Lavia for those games against the top sides because of the stability that you get with him and Caicedo?
I think you have a shot. We have looked more balanced with Lavia and Caicedo in. And Enzo was the person who fell foul of that. He lost his place. But what he brings a quality, a class, and he's more probing with his passing than the other two. But he does everything well, which what you would expect from a World Cup winner. He needed this game for himself and his confidence and his belief. Again, like Caicedo, he played 6 months in Europe, and then someone bought him for 100 million in the Premier League. That's a big burden on young shoulders. And then you win the World Cup, and that adds to the burden. You come to a different country with a different manager in a club which was in turmoil. Let's be honest, there was a lot of change at Chelsea, so he's come in, and now, like everything that was said, he's needed time to just bed in, adjust. And he was brilliant. So look at that, 55 passes. He was getting it in all areas of the pitch. He was probing. I thought the midfield of Leicester could not get near him. On so many occasions, he's just peeling off into the angles, receiving the ball on the back foot. All of the good things that good technicians can do. He done it excellently. And he has a shout. He would want to play. I think 3 of them plus Dewsbury Hall coming in because he plays well when he plays as well. Chelsea's got 4 central midfielders there.
An embarrassment of riches in that area now.
Yeah, I think it is. And what is happening now is they're pushing each other, because Lavia will be sitting on the bench probably very comfortable, and then he sees Enzo come in, score a goal, make assist, man of the match. Then he'll be thinking, well, I need to be at it in training if I'm going to play next week. And then that rolls, and that becomes a culture. And then you keep on winning games, and then confidence breeds. And Chelsea are going in that direction.
In that top 4 when you look at where they're sitting now?
Yeah, very confident. And I look at certain other teams as well, falling away, have been disappointed in this season as well. So I think they've got good as chance as any, and definitely put them in the top 4. I think the biggest things, like what Joe says, is the competition for places. If a player comes out or gets injured, you feel that there's a more than adequate replacement in most positions.
And is it a case of keeping everyone happy as much as you possibly can until they win that Champions League place back, Joe? Because then when you're back in that top competition, the rotation is not going to be such an issue, because you're going to need everybody.
Yeah, but it's actually easier to keep the lads happy. They're going to be playing football. Footballers want to play football, the majority of them. So European nights, Enzo can change the whole team. We see the game against Noah, 8-0. The other game against the other team changed everyone, so they all get minutes. We'll get into November, December, and there won't be many in the Chelsea squad who haven't played a decent amount of game time, which keeps you going, keeps your sharpness, so you're ready when you play. When you go up the levels in the Champions League, he won't be as comfortable rotating certain players because the standards will have gone up again. So then it might be a little bit more difficult. At the moment, they're in a nice position, Chelsea. Enzo's in a great position. They're winning games in all competitions. Players are happy, reasonably happy, because they get enough game time, and you're in the right position, and you're quietly creeping, and people are starting to look at Chelsea and go, well, maybe.
Today it has been weather-wise out here, but Nicolas, you didn't have it all your own way out there today, did you?
Yeah, sometimes the game is like this, so the most important, we won the game, and we're going home with the 3 points.
Yeah, important that you set the tone early for now this run-in that you've got, some busy games, some busy periods coming up.
Yeah, we know the month of December and November always a lot of games, so we try to recover and prepare for the next one coming.
Only took you 15 minutes to get your 7th Premier League goal this season. What was that about? Persistence, pace?
Yeah, it was both. I saw the danger, and then I went, and then the ball came to Enzo and he gave it to me, and then I finished quickly.
Yeah, you seem to be scoring for fun in a Chelsea shirt this season.
No. Just working every game, trying to score and help the team to win always.
Look, Leicester came back into this. There was some pressure. You were looking for that second goal. And Enzo Fernandez, first goal for Chelsea. What does that mean to you? Did it feel like it's a long time coming?
Very happy for the team, for the win, most important. I'm very happy for Nico, for goal Nico, assist. Keep going, keep work, keep pushing.
Well, yeah, because table-wise, you are now 1 point within City in second. Liverpool, I think it's 6 points off the top. Are your eyes firmly set at those two teams, looking upwards?
No, we don't. I think we don't look the team up front. We just try to win every game, and at the end we will see how it goes.
Okay, I do have a Player of the Match award in my hand. Nicolas Jackson, will you please give it to Enzo Fernandez?
Yeah, good luck, bro.
Thank you very much, guys. Well done.
Yeah, thank you.
Welcome to Extra Time, live from the King Power, where Chelsea have beaten Leicester 2-1 here, and this is some of the social media reaction. This one saying we dropped points in games like that last season. Ugly, but it's 3 points. I honestly can't see where the next win is coming from. That's from Mark, obviously a Leicester fan. They're 4 without a win for them in the Premier League now, and this one says we made that game more difficult than it had to be at the end. Nonetheless, a good victory. We need to win these games, and that's exactly what we did. That's the thing, Joe, isn't it? It wasn't easy for them, but they could have dropped points in games like that last season, but got it over the line.
I think a little bit harsh with the ugly. It wasn't that ugly a performance. I thought Chelsea controlled it with the ball. I think they could have been a bit more clinical, but their point is right. You have to win games like this. When you're going for titles, you have to come in and we're going to look at the 2 penalties soon. It could have been 2-2. It really could. And Leicester would have been daylight robbery because they weren't in the game. So the Chelsea players showed maturity and they got the job done.
Well, as you say, it could have been 2-2. There was a very controversial penalty decision that wasn't given for Leicester. The fans in here were furious, Peter. We'll have a look at that one first. It was Fofana on Mavididi, and you and Joel both felt like that this should have been given.
Yeah, I did. I felt like if you look at it closely, he leaves his leg in there. I don't think it's a running action. I think if you look at his left leg, he kind of stops, slows down and leaves his foot there. So obviously he's not like kicked him, but what he's done, if you look at his left leg, he's left it in, and I think he knows he's going to go over it. Yeah. And I think for me, that's a penalty.
You think he definitely initiates the contact?
I think he knows what he's doing. He leaves his leg in a place where he knows he's going to run over it. So
yeah, it was actually very smart from Wesley Fofana. I think that was a penalty. This is a nailed-on penalty. The only reason VAR I think were looking was for the initial offside. The ref give the pen initially on field, so they would check in the offside.
The flag went up.
But yeah, again, it was just clumsy, Crouchy, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. It was a good run from deep. Initially, we thought it might be offside, but there was no doubt in the penalty decision. It was definitely a penalty.
Absolutely, and Jordan Ayew stepping up to score that penalty, Peter, but just a consolation for them in the end. But did it show just what Leicester didn't do in the first half, that maybe just should have gone for it a bit more?
Oh, I just wonder, like at home, you just think, I know they're playing against good opposition, but you look for that Leicester team, they've got good players. I think it needs to be more on the front foot, or at least kind of more aggressive with their pressing. They were standing off at times. Chelsea players were walking in loads of space, and you think you're the home team. Obviously, they came to defend, and you just thought it was a case of how many at one stage, but Chelsea couldn't quite finish them off, and the fact that they stayed in the game, they could have nicked something.
Do you think you've seen enough from Leicester this season, obviously, apart from the first 40 minutes, 38 minutes, that they are competitive enough in games, Joel, that they will be okay?
They'll be in and amongst it. They'll be round the bottom because of not so much because there's anything wrong with what Leicester's doing, what Steve Cooper's doing, but because of the quality of the league. But they've got points on the board. They've got 10 points in the first 12 games now. I mean, in the current climate, that might be enough if you carry on at that ratio to keep you above the line. It might not be, but there's enough quality there. They're missing a few players today. I think that surprised me was, I don't know whether Chelsea pinned them back or whether they meant to drop off into that low block. And I think you've got Connor Cody on the bench. They're a really good organiser, and I think that's what that team looked like. It needed someone organising today, because it was always going to be a game where you've only get 35% of the ball with possession. Jamie Vardy looked isolated at times, and he must have been frustrated playing that way. But that's sometimes when you play against the big boys in the league, you've got to do that. So it'll be interesting if we was to speak to Steve to figure out whether it was Chelsea just being very good and making you sit back, or whether they was banking on breaking from a low block. But I think they'll be very, very close, and I think they'll have to add to players in January, I think.
What are the limitations of the squad? You mentioned January there. Do you think there is